Welcome, friends. I'm Chris. I'm from Transformation Nation Yoga and Wellness. And today I'm going to bring you a digestive tract meditation. So, in the beginning of the meditation, I'll be telling you a little bit about this system, which in Sanskrit we would call the Mahavaha Sroti, the Great Carrying Channel. All you're going to need to be comfortable, to be safe, and get the most out of your practice today are a comfortable place to practice. Now, I'm going to do the practice and facilitate from a seated position. You could do it from a seated position as well. But if you feel safe and you'd be more comfortable, you could also do this from a supine position on your back. So pause your recording, select your practice space, get yourself all set up, and when you're ready, press play, and I'll meet you in your practice space for our Mahavahasroti meditation. The Sanskrit for the digestive tract is the Mahavahasroti. This Sanskrit, and as you guys know, I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, but my understanding is the translation for that is the Great Carrying Channel. Dr. Andrew Huberman talks about the organism of the human body, like the physicality of our bodies, as being a series of tubes, which is a really interesting way to look at the body. So this is one that's really, really significant. And if you think about like what's the purpose of the digestive tract, this is where we take nutrients, we take food in from the world, and we obtain nutrients from the food, convert that to energy, metabolize that. So you could do this either from a seated position, or if you're more comfortable, if you like to lay down, go ahead and lay down. If it feels safe and comfortable, close down your eyes. Now, only if you're seated, find a nice long spine. If you're laying down, you probably already have a long spine. So stack your joints, float your head over your shoulders, over your hips, right? In my body, what finding a long spine feels like is pressing down into my seat and feeling for a lifting out of my heart and the crown of my head for the heavens. Drawing a deep, deep, deep inhale through your nose, like full lungs. Feel your belly inflate, your chest, even the accessory muscles, the collarbones, the shoulders lift a little bit. Hold it at the top. And then open your mouth, exhale with a ha. Good, you guys. One more time. Deep, deep inhale through your nose. Full life affirming breath. Open your mouth, let it go with that ha. Now just come back to a comfortable, natural breath. And I'd like you to place your attention on your mouth. The digestive tract runs from mouth to anus. And in Ayurveda, we know that all inflammation starts in the digestive tract, which means we fix it in the digestive tract as well. And the mouth is interesting because not only is it the first stage in the digestive process, but it's the part of the digestive tract that we can easily see. So we're more familiar maybe with this part than with other parts of the system. So feel what's happening in your mouth. What can you feel in your mouth right now? Maybe what can you taste? Is your mouth dry right now? Or do you have a lot of saliva? The process of digestion is both mechanical and chemical. And both of those things begin in the mouth. So maybe run your tongue gently along the back of your teeth, your upper row of teeth, your lower row of teeth, these bony structures that take relatively larger pieces of food and break them down into relatively smaller pieces. Maybe express some gratitude, feel some gratitude for your teeth and all the things that they do for you. How often do we think about what we do for the teeth? We mostly don't. We stick things in our mouth, we chew them up, and give it no more thought. So recognize their role, send some gratitude to your teeth. Place your attention on your tongue. Right? The primary job of the tongue from a survival standpoint is to help the organism of our body make the decision, do we swallow what we just put in our mouth or do we spit it out? But it is also home to our sense of taste. So the mechanical process of digestion begins with the teeth chewing things up, and then salivary glands add saliva, beginning the chemical process. Maybe send some gratitude to your tongue for all that it does to you, related to digestion and maybe even otherwise. Tongue allows us to communicate, both verbally and sometimes non-verbally. Or it has an effect, allows us too strong, right? The vocal cords allow us to communicate. And swallow a couple of times. Maybe feel what's it like for the process of that saliva to move further down into your body through these series of contractions and the esophagus. Place your attention on the esophagus. And if you buy into Dr. Human's model of the human body as a series of tubes, the esophagus is almost a literal tube. It moves food that we've chewed and started to chemically pre-digest with saliva down into the rest of the digestive tract through a series of peristaltic contractions. In the Vedic system, if you think in terms of the chakra, when we get to the fifth chakra, Vishuddha, the throat chakra, the nature of that chakra is vibrational. And part of the nature of our organism is vibrational. So you feel it in our breath. So the last breath that we rattle out as we're leaving this world, vibrational. The birth contractions that brought us into the world, vibrational. And the food as it passes down from the mouth further into the digestive tract, vibrational. If you offer some gratitude to your esophagus, give it a thank you. And then the left side of the upper abdomen, if you wanted, you could even place your hands there, the left side of your upper abdomen, the stomach. So this vessel, the stomach, this organ, this vessel houses the chemical breakdown of foods. Well, much of that work happens here. In traditional Chinese medicine, the organ of the stomach is its own meridian system, and it is the yang expression of earth element. Earth element has a lot to do with cognitive functions. And if you think about in the Ayurvedic system, the sister medical system, the traditional Chinese medicine from India, how obsessive Ayurveda is about digestion, maybe having a cognition associated with that isn't so far off. The stomach, not as an organ, but as a region of the body, is an area where a lot of us struggle, right? And the last thing that we often feel for this part of our body, the abdomen, is gratitude. But I'd like you to send some gratitude to your stomach and to your belly, thanking them for all that they do for you. And we're getting into an area of the body where, like, I think we have less visual acuity. It's harder to bring to mind, but shift your attention to your small intestine. This long tube that's responsible for the absorption of nutrients from the food that we add in, the addition of bile from the pancreas. And in traditional Chinese medicine, the small intestine as an organ is one of four meridian systems associated with fire. It's one of two yang expressions of fire. And the emotional qualities of small intestine in traditional Chinese medicine are similar to what we associate with the heart. So love, in particular romantic love. So my yin yoga and Chinese meridian teacher Annie Ao used to say that, like, sometimes in some places of China, someone who's been brought up to understand traditional Chinese medicine, instead of saying some young man broke her heart, they might say he broke my small intestine. Right? It doesn't translate well. Shift your attention to the large intestine, responsible for the absorption of water and starting the process of really pushing the waste, removing the waste from our body. Now the nutrients have been absorbed, the water is absorbed there, the waste gets pushed out. In traditional Chinese medicine, large intestine as a meridian, that organ is associated with a meridian that's the yang expression of metal element. The yin expression is lung, right? And that's significant because the emotional quality most often associated with metal element is that of letting go. So with the yin expression, lung meridian, letting go is that exhale breath. And with large intestine, the letting go is letting go of physical waste. So it might be interesting if you know someone who doesn't breathe well, like often can't exhale fully. People that wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep, often they're not exhaling fully, or struggle with a bowel movement. Is it also true that perhaps they have trouble letting go in other parts of their lives? Maybe yes, maybe no. Now shift your attention to your anus, whose job is to control the expulsion of waste. And it's important, it's an important job. because we want it to be able to let go, but we want it to be able to let go at a time that's advantageous to us. So collectively send some gratitude to your small intestine, your large intestine, and your anus. And maybe now shift your attention all the way down, starting from the mouth, down through the esophagus, to the stomach, small intestine, large intestine, and anus, leaving a light residue of gratitude as you go. Shift your focus and your attention to your most provocative point of sensation in your body right now. Maybe something to do with the breath, maybe something in your digestive tract, or maybe something completely different. And start to blink your eyes open, taking in first the room around you, the objects in that room. If you have other sentient beings who are sharing your space with you tonight, take them in with your eyes as well. Eventually bringing your eyes back to your device, taking in the other people with whom you're sharing this virtual space. Great job, friends. Again, I'm Chris. I'm from Transformation Nation Yoga and Wellness. If this practice had value for you, I would love for you to comment, or subscribe to Transformation Nation Yoga. Maybe share this with a friend. You're doing amazing in your practice, friend. Just keep going.